you see that I'm trying to walk further and further around the shadow of T.S. Eliot so that by the second half I'll be walking up the aisle and back down. When I got a taxi to the station this morning, the driver said, "What are you doing today?" I said, "Well, I'm actually presenting a poetry reading at the Festival Hall. There'll be a couple of thousand people there." He said, "Yes, another bloody do for folks with cravats on." I said, "No." I apologised to any cravat wearers in the audience, but I said, "No, that's not what it is. It isn't at all. It's a celebration of language and of excitement and of poetry. And I wish he could come. I wish the taxi driver who brought me could have been here tonight to witness these fantastic readings. All the poets that we've got tonight are like no other poet. But our next book, Selima Hill's Jutland, the thing I've always loved about Selima Hill is that not only is she not like any other poet, she's not actually like herself. So that every book of hers is totally different. Every line of hers is totally different. I think she's one of history's great users of the exclamation mark. People tell you don't put too many exclamation marks. She's fantastic with the exclamation mark and the repetition. I think that somehow she channels the spirit of Emily Dickinson in a kind of way. And the more I've read this book, the more I've thought about that. And it seems to me that you read this book and amazing images leap out at you. In this book, you meet a tall giraffe with an electric tiara. And you meet somebody who stiffens like a golfer in the snow. And a large refrigerated lorry made of sunshine. All fantastic images, none of them wearing cravats, as far as I can see. And the language is exuberant and it's abundant, but Selima uses it to tackle difficult subjects of neglect, of family secrets, of the importance of memory, somehow in this book, holding hands with forgiveness. And I always think that if you come across a cultured person who maybe went to watch films or maybe went to music concerts but had never read a book of poems, you could give them any of the books of poems from tonight, but maybe especially give them Selima's and just let them see the amazing possibilities of poetry. Selima can't be with us tonight, but her work's going to be read by the fantastic poet Karen McCarthy Woolf.
I never thought I'd wish I was wearing a cravat, but obviously now I wish I was wearing a cravat. Hello. It is an illustrious, if somewhat daunting, honour to be here to read for Selima, whose work never ceases to inspire me. Jutland is comprised of two sequences, and I'm going to read from the second, Sunday afternoons at the gravel pits. My father's traps. My father likes to crush the necks of mice in various traps he sets around the house, mostly in the kitchen, where my mother is candying her candied orange peel. When everybody else is asleep. When everybody else is asleep, my father is awake. And what he does, he always does, alone and smartly dressed, the way a wolf is smartly dressed in stories. My father's beard. I know I never see him with a beard, but that's because he only puts it on afterwards, when he's left the house to go and live his other life as God. My father's tin. The sugared almonds in the silver tin are only there for the children who are good, And those like me, who aren't, can only watch and picture in our dreams the birds who laid them. My father's canary. She takes no notice of the little bell, or something in the shape of a bell that never tinkles, nor the cuttlefish, nor the door I kindly prop open. The wood at midnight. He takes me to the middle of the wood and leaves me there to come back on my own. But it's not him, but me, who is triumphant when morning comes and I'm still not home. My father's horse. I should have been a girl he could have raped. I should have been a woman or a horse. I should have been his own private swimming pool. But can't he see I'm not, and I refuse to be? Omnipotence. My father is omnipotent. We know that. And he can do anything he wants. Anything, that is, except one thing that I can do easily: sin. Thickly frozen lakes. Like blocks of ice on thickly frozen lakes, creaking as they readjust themselves. My father can be heard behind the door, adjusting to my presence in the bathroom. Of all the violent girls at the gravel pits, of all the violent girls at the gravel pits, I myself am the most violent. Or so my father thinks. But even he has no idea how violent I am, how cold the water, how high-pitched the scream, how close the secret of eternal life. My father's swimming trunks. Everybody knows he goes swimming, but nobody has seen him in the water or even in the lane. But I myself have seen his swimming trunks in the airing cupboard. Rage. I was so enraged by how my father hadn't got a clue who I was. It never crossed my mind that I myself neither knew nor cared who he might be. Daisies. Because it's hard for us to understand the only thing we have is the present, we stand in groups and bleat like little lambs, wondering what's happened to our daisies. The absence of love. It's not the absence of love. On the contrary, it is its possibility that maddens us, that comes so close, yet seems so far away, that flickers with a light we are unworthy of. Tongue. First of all, I will forget the tongue. And secondly, I will forget the mouth. And then I will forget the room itself, in which he would secrete me like a cheese. My father's forehead. It doesn't seem to be the place to do that. It doesn't seem to be respectful to him. After all, it would have been unheard of for me to kiss him when he was alive, for me to even think it might be possible for tenderness to override pain. Lilies in their arms. It's taken me all this time to realize that he could feel pain as well as me. But now it's much too late to have loved him, if not too late to be consumed by shame while hiding from his acolytes who dash about with lilies in their arms. Although, of course, I know he isn't here. When I flinch like that, when someone touches me, although of course I know he isn't here, I sometimes think it seems as if he is, and then I'll quickly think of something else. But yesterday, in that split second, I felt my heart go out to him. I mean, only for a second, which is nothing, but to me it was like everything. I saw him, or I thought I saw him, shiver as if he were a pool or a whippet.